What will the cake say?
I don't know.
Congrats, like that. You're done with school. Skibidi, like that.
You stop.
I don't even understand what these words are. Sigma, is it?
Hi, my name is Oniatta Effendi and I am an applied drama practitioner and I am a cultural entrepreneur through Batik. Batik has deep roots in Indonesia with its origins believed to go back over thousands of years. Traditionally, Batik was a painstaking process of hand dyeing fabrics using wax to create intricate patterns, and these are often inspired by nature, folklore and local customs. Batik travelled along the trade routes that connected Southeast Asia, and Singapore, being a bustling port city, saw traders and migrants from Java, from Sumatra and beyond, bringing with them the art of Batik. Today, Batik is deeply appreciated in Singapore, not only as a nod to our shared heritage, but also as a living art form that continues to inspire and be reimagined. I started in 2016 with 12 pairs of Batik pants, and at that time I was a lecturer in a polytechnic. After that I went to teach in Nanyang Academy of Fine Arts. It all started with a very personal and playful way to reimagining or reinventing Batik, and when I put it up for sale, it sold out very fast and I didn't know what to do after that. So I used the opportunity to kind of expand and learn more about the craft for the next 3 years. Now in 2019, I left my job as a senior lecturer to establish this business in Joo Chiat at first. With Baju by Oniatta, I've taken Batik from Singapore to major fashion capitals like London and Paris, and I've also had the privilege of dressing prominent women across the region. Baju by Oniatta has grown into a brand that resonates across borders, bringing our stories to life and proving that our heritage has her place on the world stage. My name is Oniatta, I am a cultural entrepreneur and this is my art.
My daily weekday routine is we start as early as 6:30 when we leave the house, so that's just in a few minutes. The kids get to school and then I come back because I've got elderly to take care of as well, so I make breakfast. Otherwise I head off to my shop and then I get work done early in the morning before it opens at 12. We are a big family. I have 5 children, a husband and 3 elderly in the house that we take care of. It's my dad who's 87, mom 82 and mother-in-law who's 80. And we have 2 helpers and 8 cats. Why do I have 8 cats in the home? You have to ask my husband because he likes cats and the kids like cats. There's a certain emotion that we feel towards cats. I can't explain it. I used to be very scared of cats actually. But I've grown to kind of love these creatures. They are very intuitive where emotional needs are concerned. They've been there, I see, for the elderly when the elderly just lying around not feeling well and they're up purring at them. So I think they are very special creatures.
Sometimes he will say he will move out if we get another.
Yeah, I did say that. I will move out if you get another cat.
You take down after that. Make it say.
What will the cake say?
I don't know.
Congrats, like that. You're done with school. Skibidi, like that.
You stop.
I don't even understand what these words are. Sigma, is it? Juggling life as a mother and pushing the art form of batik. I think as with most businesses, it's a struggle. But I think with entrepreneurial, it's even harder and it can be quite stressful at times. Have a good one.
Bye.
This is my usual morning routine. Dropping the kids off, drive topless. I think there are only certain times of the day in Singapore that you can drive topless, right? It's either very early in the morning or in the evening when the sun is kind of disappearing. It's quite liberating in the morning particularly to drive and then the sun hits you nicely and there's a bit of breeze. Once I am home, it's being with family, right? Or these quiet drives like this, yes. It's not exactly quiet because you're here today. But yes, I do enjoy this. I think it's a bit early to get to the office today and I want to slow things down. So I am going to cook breakfast for my parents. And then once the breakfast is sorted, I will head off to work. My mornings are like this lah. I mean, I will catch up with the helpers, check in on how their work has been, right? How is it managing the elderly, any issues with the household that they need to update me on, a bit of cooking when I feel like it. When I don't, there's always delivery, right? But today I'm in the mood to do something. Primarily, I do this on my own. My elder sister lives in Canada, so she comes back once to twice a year. Otherwise, it's just me who manages them. It's tough, and sometimes you don't even realize that you're not giving enough to yourself. You need to take care of yourself first before the ship can run, right? It's quite a juggle. There are good days. There are some days that may not look like that. And then you actually see in front of your eyes as a caregiver a decline in their health. But when you see the cognitive decline, that gets a bit harder as a child, because you remember mum or dad to be that way, right? Where their cognitive abilities are solid. But when you see the decline going quite rapidly some days, it's quite hard. You don't really know that it's burnout when it hits you. But I'm also still learning how else I can give myself the care that I deserve in doing this, because only if you are well and good can you do these things the best that you can, right? I had a bit of a health scare, so it was my blood pressure. I went to the polyclinic to get that sorted. At that moment when I was waiting for my medication, I recall just sitting there and just sobbing at one corner quietly, because I think it was quite overwhelming that I was actually able to afford care for myself by bringing myself to see a doctor. Since then, every time the body is saying something, I allow myself to stop and listen to the body. If it means I just have to shut down, I will shut down. Yeah. Katanya shark's fin. Mushroom. Oniatta is someone who takes it all in, but wherein is the opportunity to say, hey, I can't do this anymore. And it's hard with elderly. You can't say that. Who do you say that to? On the surface, I have to also function as the best caregiver or the best child to the parent, because God is watching, but because my children are watching. And if I present a very ugly version, which sometimes can come out because I'm so frustrated and tired, then the children see that. So the kids have been fantastic with the older one. They will be very honest. That was a bit much. So that's a humble pie you have to eat, because if your children are telling you how to do this, then you also need to learn to listen. So I've got this book for Dad. It's like a journal. So whenever there's a significant moment, we will capture him and he will jot down things that he wants to write. So he's big on dates. He wants to know the sequence of events. When today is what day? When is this happening? When did this happen? And I think that's part of the dementia and the grappling with these things that cannot stick. Welcome to my little haven. It's where the brand is housed. So my brand is Baju by Oniatta. We are on the surface a clothing label, but what I do is to work closely with artisans or craftsmen in Indonesia and now slowly in Malaysia. So these are Batik craftsmen, and then what we do with the cloth is to make clothes that are wearable by the contemporary wearer. That's what we do, and this is the space where the pieces are available for purchase. The other part of this space is called Gallery Toko Kita. So Toko Kita is actually two words. We put it together because it sounds sexier. Toko is shop and Kita is us, so it's our store. And it's an acknowledgement of an ecosystem of the us. Me, who is the designer or the seller or the advocate for batik, right? There is and was a maker where you look at the cloth, and then there is the wearer. So the kita looks at how the cloth journeys from maker to the conduit, which is me, to the wearer, and every time a wearer picks up a piece of batik and wears it, then the ecosystem is somewhat complete. If I weren't doing batik, I would still probably be a lecturer in theatre. Having said that, I've not left it entirely. So I am still teaching in the Singapore Boys' Home, but it's a once-a-year project and I come in for a period of 2 to 2.5 months. I come in once a week to work with them towards a final showcase in which they are encouraged to reflect on their life and to articulate their hopes, dreams and aspirations. Those are actually batik
in Kelantan. I am working towards the next series or collection, and we have a very nice collection of red and blue batiks which is called Bang Biron, and we're planning to launch a few pieces for the Christmas season running into the Lunar New Year and possibly into Hari Raya. So the process allows me to now be speaking to the team on the other side. So we're deciding on how to play with these pieces of cloth. These are very special batiks called batik nitik. Every bit you see here is not the regular nib of the chanting, it is dotted. So you see actually it looks pixelated, but actually every bit is dotted. And these are actually all hand drawn, not printed in a factory or using a machine to print. As you can see, every piece is different, which means every wearer is wearing an exclusive batik piece because no two pieces are the same. I'm very proud of a library that I have. If you actually look at this, I've been collecting treasures of literature, particularly in relation to batik and heritage fashion like kabaya. So this is my treasure trove, this little small shelf, which I think is growing because these need to go soon. More books are coming. But I also have my heritage cupboard. This one holds my personal collection, which means they're not for sale. And I only open it if you're special. So you're special. So a lot of these pieces are pieces that I have bought over the years when I travel. But it also has a couple of pieces from mum and late grandma. Some of these pieces are like 80, 90 years old now. And these are uncut fabrics. I would not cut this for the life of me. I have my own personal collection of silk scarves. These are also batik, which means it goes through the hand-drawn wax resist dye technique. Very, very few pieces available, and you get invited to view these pieces. It doesn't go out. So there's a certain excitement and exclusivity in these. I have a few, enough to give to my very many children. This one we have a few pieces. So
I texted her.
you ask her if it's hers, can you come and pick it up, and my mother has something for you. Would I like my daughter to take over one day? I think it would be lovely if at some point in time when I have to let go of this, it goes into the hands of someone whom I know loves the craft and the people that we work with. So yes, I would love that. But not just her. I mean, I hope the other children would also take an interest, because I must be very fair. If there is an interest, sure. But I don't want it to be forced. The inspiration for my designs are obtained from everywhere. I think typically it starts with that story to tell, right? And these are stories that you want to tell because of conversations you have with people around you, an image, a color, for example. A couple of years back, we moved into this space, and I wanted very much to tell the story of batik coming full circle. That was inspired by the fact that we're coming into a space where batik originally started along Arab Street. So I looked at the idea of full circle with the image of dots and circles on the cloth. So it was quite interesting to have stories to tell, and that's something we'll continue to do lah. I believe the future of batik is bright, especially with the growing appreciation for sustainable fashion and cultural heritage. It's really about preserving traditional techniques while innovating for contemporary audiences. And there's immense potential for batik to evolve through collaborations with designers and with artists, creating fresh interpretations. And I envision batik as a living art form that thrives both locally and internationally, continually evolving while staying rooted in its rich heritage. I'm excited to contribute to this journey and keep batik a vibrant part of our cultural landscape. Being a cultural entrepreneur means balancing tradition and innovation, carrying my heritage in every piece and honoring those who came before me. I hold the stories of batik close, striving to keep them alive and relevant today. It's deeply rewarding to connect with craftsmen, engage communities, and share batik with new audiences. And I do this with Baju by Oniatta because I value connection and heritage. This is more than a business. It's about honor, responsibility, and preserving what matters.